Welcome to the show. I'm one of your hosts, Howard, and this week we got a little different type of episode for you. We've got an interview with Mr. Jan Lewandowski. He is the Polka King. Netflix made an original movie about him starring Jack Black, and Jan Lewan, the man himself, is joining us this week. But before we get into that, there's a few things I'd like to take care of. There are a few friends of our podcast that we have, I wouldn't say neglected, but we have definitely not given them the love that they deserve. And so I'd like to give a few shout outs, if you will. The first shout out goes to Scott Higa over at The Christian Nerd. You can check him out at thechristiannerd.com or on Twitter at Christian_nerd. He does nerd culture, man. He loves it, and he's really good at it too. And along the same lines, there's the Nerd of Godcast. Those guys are a tremendous group of young individuals. Well, everybody except for Tony. Love you, Tony. Mean it. Those guys are very focused on nerd culture and God culture, and in fact, I believe that they're saying, their subtitle, if you will, is where God culture and nerd culture find sweet, sweet two-player co-op. So check those guys out. They're at nerdofgodcast.com and on Twitter at nerdofgodcast. So those are a couple groups that we've been in touch with from the beginning, and they've offered some good help, and we've joked back and forth, and I want you to go check them out. Now, at the end of this episode, because you know we don't just air like the full interview, right? There's an editing process that takes place here. But if you stick around to the end of this episode, and I'll know if you fast forward, believe me. So if you stick around to the end of this episode, you will hear instructions on how to get a secret link to the full interview, no edits. That means from the moment the phone rings to the moment that we trip over goodbye to Mr. Jan Lewandowski. So stick around all the way to the end of the show, follow the instructions, and you'll get your link to the full interview. That's it for now. On to the interview. Hey, welcome back to The Average Guys. This is the segment that you have been waiting for. This is the opportunity to hear an exclusively not exclusive interview here on The Average Guys with an individual who has, by the way, been interviewed by Glenn Beck.
Glenn freaking Beck.
I know he's not a nobody.
He's actually got followers and stuff.
That's correct. So he has agreed to be a guest on our show and let us ask him some questions.
We kind of brought this guy up a couple weeks ago, right?
We did.
We brought up the Polka King.
We talked about
a couple weeks ago during our Netflix conversation.
Yep.
Yes.
Jack Black did a movie recently. It's actually his third movie, by the way, too.
The Polka King?
That is his third. Jack Black is his third rendition. There was a movie released in 2007, another one in 2009, and then Jack Black in 2017.
Wow.
He was also born in 1941 and was born in a German controlled Poland.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So he's got quite the background.
So if you don't know who we're talking about yet, it is none other than Jan Lewandowski, or Jan Lewan, the Polka King.
Yep. He is a Polish singer / pianist. I think that's the way you say pianist.
Yes.
Who he migrated from Poland through Canada to the United States, and he gained and also, more importantly, maintained a worldwide audience as a leading author. I had no idea he was an author. Did you?
I did not know, no.
Songwriter, polka band leader, and tour guide.
Yes, he was a tour guide.
So Pennsylvania polka comes from this guy, and so the state of Pennsylvania told him to stop selling shares to his company, where he promised 12 to 20% return, and they warned him several times, and he kept going, and that's why he served 5 years in prison and then a 7-year sentence at the same time, congruent with the state of New Jersey.
That's
so we
awesome.
We are going to dig in, and you heard a little bit of his Ole Ole song.
Dig in like the shiv in his neck.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that song Ole 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 was actually nominated for a freaking Grammy in '95.
Wow. It's in the movie. That's in the movie The Replacements. where the field goal kicker, the British field goal kicker, has like the whole crowd singing it, and then he's like, I can't kick the field goal, Shane. I can't kick the field goal. They're gonna kill me. And then Shane Falco, aka Keanu Reeves, moves the ball like they snap the ball, and he tricks him and moves it, and then he breaks his arm, and then they run it for a touchdown, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie. And with that, let's go ahead and segue to our interview. Stay tuned for Jan Lewan.
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon, Jan. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
We are doing really good. We were on the phone with the average guys, myself, Daniel. We have...
Hey, Jan, my name is Noah. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Yes. We're awesome, man. It's a beautiful day in Florida.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But I heard in Pennsylvania it's nice too today. In Georgia too, I guess. Yeah?
We've also got our third co-host on the line.
Hey, Jan, it's Howard. We spoke briefly before.
Yes, Howard. How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good.
So are you currently in your hometown? I guess you live there now in West Palm Beach?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In West Palm Beach, last 5 years.
Oh, the last 5 years. So you've been there relatively a short amount of time. Where were you before that?
Before I was in Pennsylvania, and of course I spent before Pennsylvania time in prison.
Oh, well, we will cover that later. But,
I love how positive you are, Jan.
Yes.
That's
well,
awesome.
you asked for, you got it.
Yeah.
Well, before we even go any further, I just want to say thanks for being on the show, man.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
We feel pretty privileged to have you, and we're looking forward to hearing your story. We've all seen the movie, and we all loved the movie. Netflix's most recent movie. I understand there was a couple of other ones.
Yeah, but that's the one with Jack Black. That's the one what actually brought the attention to everybody.
yeah, it's a pretty big name for sure to have somebody representing you, and I think he did a really good job of portraying you in the movie or in the film.
No question. Yeah.
So we want to find out a little bit more about you. So your history, we know that you migrated over to the United States through Canada, that you are a piano player extraordinaire. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you come to get involved in polka music?
Well, I was looking for the more exciting crowd than just playing the piano in the dining, I was working in Canadian Pacific chain hotels for 6 months. Each hotel was very boring. I have like trio, and we play in the kind of extra beautiful dinings. There was no excitement whatsoever. So when they invite me for the festival to Garden State Arts Center in New Jersey, I found that is entertainment I would like to continue, not to just play soft music in the dining, So, and that creates that I was looking for more excitement, and I found this ethnic people, not only Polish but German, Russian, Czechoslovakian. They love polkas, so then I look at that closer and start playing polka.
Yeah, and apparently you had a phenomenal passion for that because your song Ole Ole went on to get nominated for a Grammy in '95. I believe, Noah, you said it was in a movie, right?
Yeah, it's been in a couple movies.
Yeah.
They've shown it in the movie. Have you seen the movie The Replacements, Jan, with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes.
the British field goal kicker. So Jan, how did you get into music in the first place? I kind of want to go back to a little bit of your childhood.
Yeah, well, I did finish the music school, and I was on the vocal, but my extra was piano. In the communist countries, education that kind of way was quite good, and after the music school, I went to the drama school. Then I got lucky to get to the theater and operetta, and I sang in opera and one to another. that's I got some kind of good backup of the to become entertainer, but entertainer without English, So when I came to the States, that was my main problem. Yeah.
So you had a massive following. I mean, you still do have a massive following of fans, right?
It's happened now. Yeah.
But even when you were on stage performing polka regularly before the prison time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, you see, after Second War, many of the new immigrants who came to America, they cannot go back to the communist country like Poland in this case. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you didn't come back after Second War back to Poland, your door will close. And then they were hungry for that, for Polish, for the nostalgia was quite heavy. So me with my Polish language, broken English, I really get to the hearts. They accept me very well because I was 100% Polish, speaking Polish, a little English. That's exactly what they related with me.
So you gain a following, right? You gain a following, and then you opened up, according to the movie, you opened up a store and sold some goods. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I managed to receive permission from the Polish government after I paid my education. They let me bring that groups to Poland, which that leading to the store. In 80s in Poland, everything was very cheap. Poland was on the edge of the bankruptcy.
Oh wow!
Yes, so that the solidarity start growing, all of these changes everything was falling on parts, and they welcomed the tourists because they left behind quite a bit dollars. Yeah, so my members, I have a big groups that time, from 150 to 220. 5 buses cross Poland.
That's massive.
They went for shopping with me and they see it 10 cents a doll, which we can sell in America for $10 or more. They say, Janek, we're going to invest in you. We're going to buy the Poland. So I was buying and I have to store it someplace. So I built the beautiful gift shop in Hazleton, and that's create the whole thing.
And that's what created everything. Yeah. So people literally were throwing their money at you. They saw an opportunity to make a large sum of money, get a big return on their investment, and they're the ones that kind of pushed you toward not only a tour guide, but pushed you into the investment.
Right, into the resale business, really.
Well, I shouldn't say they pushed me. Maybe yes, but I don't want to say that.
Well, I mean, listen.
It was very easy because they believe, like I believe. I even believe today. If I will still in business, I probably will manage that very well because the things has been changed through these years, and but that time it was easy to accept, of course, the support, because even if that cost 10 cents, you still needed that 10 cents, if you don't have anything, and then I was buying entire factories. I was buying containers of gifts. I was buying amber jewelry. I was, oh my gosh. So I was buying left and right.
You had a massive import-export business, basically, with Polish goods.
Well, it was another thing that through the Reagan administration, at that time was relief for a few years, the duty and everything, just to help these new countries, and I took advantage of it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So and then things got a little out of hand. Now, what was the catalyst that started the problems?
Yeah, well, it didn't come little out of hand. It came a lot out of hand.
Well, you got a shipping containers full of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look at if you. It was the moment when I was told. It is exactly, they showed that in the movie, which I was very happy to see that. It was a moment when I learned I doing the wrong thing. When I went with my accountant to the attorney, I was told everything is fine. I committing myself to the huge interest, but otherwise everything is fine. So I told myself, I don't care. If I buying for 10 cents and selling for $10, for $10, I'd be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Somehow.
Makes sense.
Somehow I overlooked this. It's more to it than everything is good. I never knew I have to go and register. I am entertainer. I sing, I play. All of a sudden I am in business.
So Jan, how did that pair up with the poker side?
When I learned I cannot do that, I was still accepting because they were giving to me without asking.
Who doesn't want to accept free money, right?
Yeah. Then what are you gonna say? I said no. Here I own thousands of dollars for the new shipment, and I have no money. I'm not selling these goods because we have a problem with 9/11 and with my accident and lawsuits and everything. I didn't function right way. We have a moment when everything was frozen, and I still needed, I needed money. And all of these things, when you drown, you will catch anything to come on top of the water.
That's true.
Even if you're doing wrong. Well, today, of course, I should listen, but I did not listen. But for that, I pay my price.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And today, I feel relieved that I did pay the price to society, and give me a second chance, and here we go. I mean, I'm not trying to be smart. I try to be humble, but the things happen in my life right now. It's give me this opportunity, and I just wanted to take it the best way it's coming, So
let's talk about that next phase a little bit. Now in the movie, there's a very dramatic scene where your son is unconscious and you're standing there by his bedside and you're praying to God, just whatever I have to do, whatever has to happen to me for my son to become conscious again. And at about that moment, the FBI agents come in and arrest you, but also at that moment, your son wakes up. Is that kind of how that went down?
No, that's a little Hollywood. The movie, it's I should say 95% true, and a little Hollywood, which needed to be. This is actually comedy drama, and but the truth from all of these things is, yes, I was in the age of give up in my life through all of these problems which fall on me one after other, and my son here laying, and because of me, because I took him out from school to come with me to Florida because he was playing trumpet. I should let him stay in a high school, and I feel guilty. I feel guilty that all of these things fell on me. I say, God, take me and let him be alive, And I even told my wife, "Hey, look if something happened to him, I'm not too sure if I'm coming back." So I have all kinds of stupid thoughts, and yes, even to take my life away. But the things change when he start recovering, and God listening me. They took me to jail, but they didn't take me in the hospital. No, that was a little bit different.
So speaking of that, Jan, when you were in prison, walk us through kind of like two pieces here. The first piece of what your initial thoughts were and kind of what you saw and felt, and then up to kind of the accident where you were stabbed.
Yeah, so is that a part of Hollywood? Did they really just pair you up with a crazy guy, or did that happen?
Yeah, that's 100% true, and it's another kind of not funny.
Well, so let's start.
Two things. Let me tell you. In 1995, I was watching the news, sitting in my living room in Hazelton, and they showed that in Smyrna, somebody burned the jail. And I told myself, how they can burn the concrete like that. Never forget, I remember that. Well, a few years later, I was assigned with the inmate who spent seven years in the hall in sanitary assignment.
Solitary confinement, yeah.
Thank you, yes. And they were trying if he can live with somebody. And I was the first one in the line. So, and they put me with him. And he was monster. And I thought I can handle. So I was buying coffee, whatever he needed. Somehow that even worked against me because he was maybe jealous that I was able to buy from the commissary the things. Well, my friends always make full of my account in a commissary, and the people who were sending me letters, they were supporting me. So I have opportunity, but didn't work good to me, and I was sleeping.
No, it didn't.
No, and he slashed my neck a few times, and then I ran to the door. He slashed my back. And I was worried to fight with him. He was monster, So and I am not fighter. I will either a soft kind of person. And the intercom didn't work. I was pressing the button, but nobody heard me. So I stand at this door for the long time and bleed myself till I was very weak. So finally the door opened like 4:30 in the morning. That was our breakfast time. And then I ran to the other door.
You sat there and bled for hours?
Exactly. Not hours. Good 1 hour I was bleeding. And then I ran, and then they saw me from the other wall. and then, of course, they took me to hospital. And that inmate got 25 years for that. Wow. But on his life term anyway. So
it didn't really add much. He wasn't coming out.
No, made no difference for him.
Jan, was he the inmate that set the jail on fire? Was that the same guy?
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot to be. Yes, and I asked him how. He said, "I put the fire on fire." I said, "I saw that on the news."
Holy! So you hold on. So you
asked him how you did that. He said he was buying the baby oil, and he put this on the towels and everything. He explained to me how he burned.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So Jan, that was in 1995 that you saw that on the news, and you went. What year was it that you went to prison?
2003.
So 8 years later, you get paired up with the same guy that you saw in the
with the same guy. Can you imagine?
That is crazy. That is absolutely incredible.
Absolutely crazy.
So you had some friends, you said, right, in the commissary. What was his beef with you? Why was he upset at you, or was he just crazy?
I think he was jealous that I just
he had support.
When you're in the basement and you have nobody to talk. You go 1 hour per day in the cage, not even outside, but in the cage inside. So then you come back. you get used to be by yourself. You become like a tiger.
Jan.
You know what I mean? So then he saw me having candies and cookies and coffees, and he said, "Oh yeah, share with me. Here is for you." Here, I guess he got jealous.
So hang on. You this for all intents and purposes, your crime was like a white collar crime. How did you end up with this guy?
That's a question of $1 million. You know, I know the prosecutor was making career on me. She was a young prosecutor, very tough and harsh, and then for her, yes, and you know, that's a funny thing is that I have this almost 400 people involved in this investment, but only 3 from Delaware. Okay. And for that 3, she wanted to get her glory, and she thought she got the big fish.
Yeah.
Well, Solito, she knows that I wasn't big fish. All the pictures, it looks like, you know, oh, he was here, he was there, we're gonna get famous. Well, I guess she was doing quite bad for her own fame. And they put me very harsh way everywhere they possible. So I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it sound really fishy.
So
but it's too late.
So after the incident where you got stabbed, Jan, you end up going to the hospital, you recover, you come back, and you start to serve the rest of the sentence. What happens then?
They switched me to Georgetown, to the more comfortable jail. Still was the jail when was lots of let's say killers, lots of big crimes, but they were selected. They were better. Smyrna, it's the wars, and I unfortunately. I win in the court that they're going to transfer me to federal prison, which was my jail sentence was concurrent, but they still managed to keep me to the end in Delaware.
So who taught you how to rap?
That's where I was going.
Who taught you how to rap?
All right. Okay. Oh, here we go. In the beginning, you are in the huge
general population
room, like 100 inmates, okay, and sometimes you have a two beds, top bunk and this, and on the top bunk was usually they were sitting in and they were rapping gospel kind of Jesus forgive me what I done, and they're ramming and so beautiful that I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I told myself about to rap the polka and tell my life story, because they were telling their life story that through this rapping, I learned. They were excellent. Oh my God, they were fantastic rappers. Soft way I love it. So I start to putting my all life story in that. Took me 6 years to finish, but I did.
In your time there, you learned how to rap. The polka rap is phenomenal. We're going to actually put a link in the show notes for that for anybody who's interested.
For the YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
Great.
I want to know, do you freestyle at all now? Like, could you give us a little snippet of a freestyle?
Rapping?
Yeah, like if you, or even if it's something that you've got memorized.
Here we go. But with revelation can trial and tribulation, but I stay in meditation, overcome my situation. You can say I did it all. They wanted to see me fall. I'd be like behind the walls, but still I standing tall. I don't need the vidya loca, but now I rapping polka. You can feel it, don't you?
Oh, that was awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you,
That was
Jan.
awesome.
I lost. Oh, here I am. Sorry, I lost.
That was so cool. Jan, that was awesome. That was so good, man. Thank you for that. So you get released. I mean, what was the first thing that went through your head? Did you want like food, or like where did you go right when you got released?
Well, of lack of my English 100% that time, even in the prison, I didn't know what means grievances. I didn't know what means grievances. Okay,
Grievances, right?
I just like have an idea, but okay. Well, after my assaultment, the officer came to jail hospital room to me and make the whole statement with me what was happened, and that lead to the court to that inmate and etc. And I thought that was my grievances. Well, in 7 days, you have to write your grievances, what was happened. But I didn't do it. I thought that was happened. So we did have a big firm attorneys in Philadelphia. Some friends helped me out on that, and they took the case, and everything was rolling good till they realized that I didn't make grievances. They're not going to win that. So I have no lawsuits
No
to
recourse.
put in. Yeah. Only the lawsuits, what was coming was on me, So, but I cannot do by myself being assaulted in the wrong place.
So Jan, I have a question for you through all of this, and there's no right or wrong answer to this. The guys, the three of us, Howard, myself, and Daniel, one of the reasons we bonded was because we all go to the same church, and we call ourselves Christians. I'm just curious, are you a believer in God? Were you a believer in God before this?
Before
everything
during,
that happened?
And now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, I am. I go to church every week, and I believe in God. I pray. I never wake up without crossing myself. I am believer.
That's
awesome.
fantastic.
That is so cool, man. That is so cool to hear. You can kind of tell in the movie, right? You can kind of tell there might be that you have a relationship with God, but it's never really clearly like, what I mean, that put out. That's again Hollywood's thing. I got to ask you too, how close are you with Jack Black? Do you guys talk regularly still, or did you talk?
Not regular, but sometimes Jack calling me when he was doing his show at the Kohlberg show right day before the singing with my orchestra. He wanted me to see the rehearsal, and he was doing in front of me. I was watching that on the FaceTime.
Cool.
And he asked me if I have any suggestions, anything. He very much cooperated. I also was coaching him in the studio for the audio for the movie, yeah. And then he sang in Polish very well.
Wow.
So yeah.
He is very talented, and I got to throw this out there, Jan. If there's ever an opportunity that you want to come back on the show and maybe we can call Jack Black, that would be a huge blessing. We're all three huge fans of Jack Black. We like you more. Like you more, but we like Jack too.
Yeah. No. Look at, they say it's few that type of talent in Hollywood. One of them, it's Jack.
Agreed.
Completely.
Whatever I was singing, we were in two different channels, okay? And then they remix, they took me off and left him. And we were singing, and whatever I sang, and he repeat, sometimes when we listen, I wasn't sure it's me or him. He was so good.
Yeah.
With my accent, with everything.
Yeah.
It was just
He nailed
unbelievable. He nailed it, 100%. And then when we were filming, I was invited for one very nice event to Long Island, and when during the filming, he asked me to come on the stage and showing how I was throwing the handkerchief, or how I was doing with Ziggy Zaggy with people. And I got standing ovation from all of these extras. It was it was like I feel like in heaven, you know.
So, Jan, I got two questions for you, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Daniel. The first question is, did you teach Jack the word dupa?
He knows. He knew.
He
You know,
knew.
well, we talk on the phone for almost 6 months.
Okay.
Every night at 8:00 for 2 hours.
Wow.
Okay? On the FaceTime. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, my family is
Yeah.
Polish, Jan. My family is Polish.
Yeah?
My mother's maiden name is Jędruski.
How about that?
Yeah, so
How
they
about
were
that?
my
Beautiful.
grandparents are from Poland as well. They were born in 1928 and 1927. But anyway,
Oh, how nice.
I got
So he told me in one of the conversation, oh, my roots are Polish as well. I believe that on his mother's side, from the border of Russia and Poland, but he have
Cool.
that Slovak roots. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So when we're done,
Yeah.
when we're done with this episode, right? When we're gonna finish it and cut it out and edit it and do our thing. I know
Yeah.
Daniel is gonna send you a copy of it via the Facebook Messenger, so you can listen to.
Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah,
I'd
we're-
be very happy.
We're definitely going to send it to you because there's going to be two segments. One of our original segments that we do normally as our show, and then we'll introduce you as the main event. But if you can, send it to Jack Black. We'd love for some feedback from him too.
Well, just share it on your Facebook.
That would be enough.
Yes, I actually making a special thank you letter to him tomorrow. So I will wait till I get from you that, and then I will send it to him together.
Cool,
That's
cool,
awesome.
man.
But
So-
I'm gonna be in Texas on the end of March, and they were telling me that Jack Black may be there too.
Oh,
You
wow.
know,
cool.
I going for the TV interview when I gonna sing up there as well. So they say Jack Black gonna. So I will have opportunity to talk to him face to face.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
you're not. I mean, not just Jack Black though, right? You're super connected with a lot of people of notoriety, right? So, once your song was nominated for the Grammy, it says that you played at the prestigious Las Vegas Hilton Showroom, Las Vegas Sands Convention Center, Atlantic City's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, Atlantis Hotel and Casino,
Do you
and Trump
know-
Castle Hotel Casino.
Do
So,
you know Trump?
well, he
Trump, yes.
yeah, you played
750.
for him recently as last month, right?
Yeah, well, his winter White House is very close when I leave, so but the events what happen up there, sometimes I have opportunity to play a little bit piano, but I didn't play for him. The things are changed now through his security and everything. It's not like used to be in Taj Mahal. When I did my performance, he invited me for lunch because he was eating lunch right to the ballroom when I was performing. So that was different, and now it's different.
Wow.
It's not like. But I forgot one thing to tell you. I have a very nice autograph from Jack Black when he's saying, "You, my Polish brother."
That's
How cool is that, man?
And it
is-
looks like he did another one, I guess, for your grandson that said, "Tyler, you're the polka prince," right?
Polka Prince.
That's
yes.
cool.
So
Well,
cool.
I took my grandson with me for the filming one day, and we took a picture together. And he was very, he's down to earth. Jack Black is a very nice person. Yeah. If you will know this is Jack Black, you will think he is like anybody else, friendly and everything.
Wow.
He not acting like he
That's
is
very
the
cool.
famous.
Well, if he's
famous
as
man,
if he's as nice as you, I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's saying something.
that's a complete
Here
win.
we go.
You've stole our polka hearts.
Yeah, for sure. Now it looks like
Okay.
you've met George Bush Sr. Who's that guy?
That's George Burns.
Yeah,
George Burns.
Sr. Well, I was the master ceremony for President Reagan for his re-election, September 12, 1984.
Incredible.
In the Doylestown, Pennsylvania, where is the replica of the shrine of Lady of Częstochowa. If you are aware of it, we have a Queen of Poland they call Lady of Częstochowa. And they built the similar shrine in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, which is the huge territory. And on the hill was like 120,000 people. And they were looking for Polish, English speaking master ceremony, but I was singing in that church week before. And then from Washington, they hired me to be the master ceremony. That was my first big show with the president. So
incredible.
I was there with President Reagan. And then, of course, Clinton, I was in the White House. George Burns Sr., I got invitation for inauguration. And I was kind of lucky with that. No,
you met the Pope too, right?
22 times.
22 times. Wow.
Hey, look at this. This is little Hollywood too with that. I never went with the suitcases full of money.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
No, I did very nice. See, Holy Father, when Holy Father John Paul II was elected, the Polish businessmen get together and they purchased the convent outside of Vatican, which they call Dom Polski. People from Poland who came from Poland and stay in Dom Polski, 99% of them, they have a private audience sooner or later.
Wow.
Because Holy Father have a huge audiences. Sometimes was 1,000 people for one audience.
wow.
You know, so he was famous. They loved him. He was such a great man. I mean, and that's the way it went with me. So
That's very cool.
I never went 22 times with a suitcase of money. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I support the movie 100%. Thanks God they did such a job. I still wonder how they did so good and so true. I mean, most of this in the movie, it's 100%.
Yeah,
That's the way it was.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
how they did it, I still don't know. But yeah, with the money, what has happened? When I came out, I lost everything. It's happened that I have a few things which was storage in the storage. Storage wasn't pay and went for action. So when I come out with one underpants and one shirt, and on top of this, my wife divorced me.
Yeah.
So, but she was helping me out. I have a little apartment, but I was living in many months on the food stamps, and finally I sent a letter and I said that I refuse to have food stamps anymore. I don't need it.
Wow.
And I didn't want. I feel embarrassed actually on that. So they keep sending me letters. Just sign it and we'll give you food stamps. And I always refuse that. But that's not that I'm not trying just to show how good I am. But the point is, I was getting my Social Security.
Oh, yeah.
And the Social Security actually went to the restitution. From that, you cannot pay $5 million because my Social Security is under
Not
the
$5
poverty.
million. Right.
No, under poverty line.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I was getting food stamps. So I told myself, what am I going to do? So I created a reunion concert. And all of my musicians, everybody came over, even the ones who used to work with me. So that was my first concert, sold out Symphony Hall in Hazleton. And I thought myself, yeah, I can go back. Then I start singing in the churches, the wedding. They give me $2 that, $2 this. Then I start teaching piano a little bit. and I was able to live on. But
to
I
build a life again.
yeah, I have a good friends here in Florida my cameraman who was with me whole life and filming me. And thanks to him, lots of footage was used in the movie. Like on the end when you see the movie,
yep.
when I rapping.
When it's all you.
Yeah, his footage. And also John Mikulak, who created the documentary movie, they use that too. But the point here, where I came over and I didn't have anything, and I was so many friends around that they were telling me, why don't you create the tour to Poland again? So I did it. And some of the members who lost the money with me in my situation, they went on that tour with me. And since then they travel with me.
That's incredible.
That's crazy.
And they understand. They don't even, I talk about money. They don't even talk about money.
Wow.
And so that's helping me out. And now we're going to Poland again, September 3rd. And my groups are not anymore huge like they were.
Sure.
But I have enough people to go. And that's what I generating, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Wow.
Now,
hey, Jan, will you bring us back a T-shirt?
A 10-cent T-shirt.
Now with the movie, with everything, God knows how that's gonna work.
Sure.
I may be gonna be able to generate more for restitution, than I pay. It was time when they were taking directly from my Social Security, and that was very hard time. And that led me to just try to find, maybe I can teach piano a little bit or something, which I did. But that's not going to pay.
Yeah, no,
right.
$5 million, but now we don't know. I mean, the money I received from the movie, I next day I went to the bank and I sent quite a percentage to the restitution without asking. Nobody asked me. They asked me. Yeah, they asked me a year later almost, John, what? I say, okay, I did send it to you, but let me send you my contract. And I sent them entire contract, and they don't call me anymore. Well, because they're not stupid. They realize, I'm doing my best, and I will.
Yeah.
I don't need money anymore. I need to be healthy and see what's happened, because I have my grandson, I have my son, my daughter. I am family man. I wanted to produce. If that's going to come along with some money, beautiful. We're all going to be happy.
Wow.
Well, we are your neighbors, actually. We're actually
far.
recording here in Orlando, and my grandparents live in Jupiter, Florida. So
Jupiter, yeah.
Yeah, so I am planning on stopping by, so I think sometime in April, and I will hit you up and see if I can't get a picture, and if we
Of
can hang out
course.
for
Maybe we'll come to maybe we'll take an average trip and go do lunch.
Yeah, to have an average lunch with
Yeah,
Jan. That would
fantastic. Fantastic. Looking forward.
So Jan, is there anything that you want
Yeah.
to say to your fans? Is there any way you want them to reach out to you? Is there anything that you want?
Well, I'm really fortunate. Last night I got almost 300 letters in my mailbox. I got lots of emails and messages on my messenger from the Facebook. I am very, very lucky, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for that support.
Of course.
And special also the people who, like I mentioned before, who travel with me, who got hurt over this situation. They're my friends. They so I thank God for that. I love God and I love them.
Great.
That's cool.
And what can I say? I mean, I would like to say the best words. Yeah.
Well, Jan,
Thank you.
we'll have to have you, as long as you want to come back. After you get back from your trip to Poland in September, maybe we'll do a recap episode on how your trip went and kind of where you're at, and we can keep in touch.
That'd be great.
Excellent. The lady who wrote this beautiful article, I believe I sent you, one of the best one. from Houston, and she's going to make a report on that as well. So.
Well, in closing, what we'd really like, we wanted to do the ziggy zagga, oi, oi, oi. If you could prompt us for that, that'd be fantastic.
You have to. Okay, I'm gonna do ziggy zaggy. You say hoi, hoi, hoi. That's gonna be twice. Okay. So here we go. Ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy.
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy.
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
That's awesome.
You're in.
That's awesome. Well, Jan, thank you so much. We hope you have a blessed week. We hope you have a wonderful trip to Poland, and please stay safe. And thank you so much again, Howard, Daniel.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on, Jan. This has been truly a special moment for us here at the
privilege for sure.
An honor.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Take care, Jan.
Bye, Jan.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed our interview with Mr. Jan Lewan, the Polka King. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, here's a few ways you can do that. You can go on facebook.com/AverageGuysTalk. You can go to average.guystalk, easy for me to say, averageguystalk.com, or you can go to Twitter and tweet at AverageGuysTalk. Are you getting the picture here? Instagram.com/AverageGuysTalk. That's most of the ways you can get in touch with us, but we also have a phone number that you can call and leave a voicemail. That's 321-355-2585. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail. And the last way, you can email us at info@averageguystalk.com. So we hope you enjoyed the interview today with Jan Lewan. If you did, tweet him and comment on this post or send it out to Facebook. Hit up Jan Lewan or Jan Lewandowski, I believe he is on Facebook. And let him know that you enjoyed the interview and that you want to hear more in the future. Now, for the information you've all been waiting for, how to get the complete unedited interview with Mr. Jan Lewan. There's only one way to do it. We will be sending the link to the complete unedited interview in our March newsletter. You must go to averageguystalk.com, scroll about halfway down the page, and you will find the newsletter sign-up form. Sign up for our newsletter, and in March, you will receive the complete unedited interview link with Mr. Jan Lewan. There you go. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' friends, cousins' friends that they need to be listening to the show. And now, from me and for the rest of the guys, here's a great big stay average, my friends. Thanks for listening to the Average Guys podcast. We'd like to hear from you, so visit our website, averageguystalk.com, or you can email us at info@averageguystalk.com. Also, don't forget that phone number, 321-355-2585. This is the Average Guys reminding you, stay average, my friends.